When I started my online ministry, I shared practical tips, practical ways that you could use God's Word on a daily basis. And somewhere in the middle of that, I lost my balance. I could not figure out how much I should share of God's Word and teaching that versus what I know God gifted me to do, which was to produce educational content, as well as my love of communication, helping people build their teams and successfully navigate this life with purpose and intention. This masterclass is showcasing my journey, and I want to share each step with you. The places where I know there was a landing, a place of, aha, I get it, I got it, now what's next? That's what I'm going to share with you today. If you are a Christian woman and you are struggling to balance your career and your calling, then I am so glad you're here. The topics we cover today will set you up for success. These are the foundational fundamentals, these landing zones that I was speaking about. The topics we will cover today include setting up your contact card on Android and iPhone, a media one-sheet, engaging on social media, and editing yourself on social media. Let's get started. Yes, I have a brick and mortar business card with a QR code on the back. And while they are great for leaving in coffee shops and dropping in the fish bowls for raffles, I find that I share my contact information virtually more often than not. So our first landing zone is to set you up for success, and this process takes less than 5 minutes, perhaps 20 if you need to take a quick selfie. I do strongly urge and recommend that you have a real photo of yourself and not an avatar. That way you are recognizable in public. Let's walk up these steps to our first landing zone. These steps will be the same for Android, although the infrastructure may look a little different. There are many apps that allow you to do this again for free, but just using the phone that you already have, let's set up our contact card. The first thing you want to do is put your full name. Yes, first and last, give them the government name. In the curved brackets, if you want to put your preferred name, then do that. So if you're Elizabeth and wish to be called Liz, if you're Bethany and want to be called Beth, if you're Christopher and prefer Chris, that's what you put in the brackets to let your potential clients know that it's okay for them to call you that. Your next step is, if you don't already have one, take that selfie. Put on a nice white crisp shirt or a black shirt. Stand in front of a solid wall and snap away. Set the timer on your phone to take the picture. Or if you're more advanced, you can simply do a video. That way you can take the best pose and take a quick screenshot of the preferred pose. Keep it simple, smile, and save it to your computer. The next step is your email address, not the one you put on the grocery store rewards cards. No, the business email address that you know you will check at least twice a day. Use that email. Number 4 are your social media links. Your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, all of that information can be stored on your contact card. And finally, number 5, which is obvious, is your phone number. However, I do realize that some of us have 2 or 3 phones. So make sure that the phone number you want your contact to have is the one that you list. Doing these 5 steps and getting to this landing zone certainly improves your confidence when sharing your information We never know where we will be or how God will use someone else to bless our ministry, our business, or even our family. So, taking 5 minutes to do these 5 steps and land in this place will prepare you for that next faith step. If you already have your contact card, congratulations. I would offer you to review your information, make sure it's up to date, make sure that your profile bio pic is fabulous and you love it. If not, take another selfie and practice using your contact card. Make sure you know how to get to it so that you're not fumbling around when you have these awesome encounters. You can take the lead and ask them for their phone number. So even if they're walking away, you can send a quick text message with your greeting and your contact information. We are now ready to take the next faith step to get us to our next landing zone, a media one sheet. Think of this as taking your contact or business card to the next level. This is an extreme confidence boost and praise moment, in my opinion. If you are struggling to balance your calling and career, taking the time to list your skill sets, what you can teach others, how others can use your talents will give you so much clarity. The first thing you want to do is start by boldly stating your gifts. What do you do? What do you do well? What have others complimented you on? Once you have a list of 2 to 5 things, we're going to keep it simple, you're on your way to creating your media one sheet. Now remember, all the information we just created from your contact/business card, that information will go on your media one sheet. This media one sheet saves so much time because it's going to include a bio. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you hail from? Well, how can I use your experience in my company, at my church, in my business, in my family? How do your services benefit me? That's what your bio will say about you. So let's take, for example, you are a vocalist. You're a singer. You're awesome. You're amazing. What would you include on your one sheet? Well, for starters, you want to talk about the genre of music that you like to sing. What is your voice most acclimated to? If you're a jazz musician or a gospel singer, if you do the spiritual hymns, or perhaps you're more of the current trending gospel music, that's what you want to list. The next step is listing what you are available for, and this is your dream big moment. If you want to sing in national arenas, in the stadium, singing the national anthem, or if you want to do more weddings and corporate events or worship services, this is the time to list those, get clear with God what direction He is pushing you in, but dream big. Have the vision. Put down where you want to go, but also what you've already done. Huge confidence booster. The next point you want to include are your past performances. Are any of these available online? Since this is a media one sheet that you will most likely email and not print out, you can include links to the online places that your singing can be heard. Make sure it is a good quality video that you're showing so that nothing gets distorted or the client kind of recoils and doesn't want to work with you. Finally is your pricing information. Yes, sis, know your worth. How much is an hour of your time worth? That would include your travel, the distance, the time that you need to prepare any meetings. So what is your per hour rate? Of course, this can be negotiable. Of course, you can just gift your services. Having that price written down is so honest. It lets the potential client know that you're not trying to size them up based on what you believe their bank account is. Have you ever been to an estate sale where there's no prices on anything? Not fun. Not fun. So know your worth. Put down your per hour rate or per event rate. And that is something that you and I can work out one-on-one if you'd like. Now, remember that fantastic new selfie you took? Add that to your media sheet. All done. You are now on that second landing. You have taken the steps to be prepared when someone asks you to sing at their event, be their coach, bake them something, cater an event. Whatever your gifts and talents are, you are now prepared to give that information with confidence. Are we ready to take step one to landing number 3? Social media engagement. How do you introduce yourself to the virtual world? How do you reintroduce yourself to your friends and family who've known you for decades, perhaps all your life? How do you market yourself? Because guess what? You are a whole brand. God uses you as his ambassador. You are doing things on behalf of Jesus. He has given you the gifts and the talents that you are using to bless others and to create that network of amazing individuals who will help foster your gifts and talents and grow them and mature those into balancing your career and your calling. So let's dive into the social media of it all. I have to ask a question. Are you what is referred to as a serial poster? That means everything that you do, you have chronicled it from the moment you woke up to the very end of your day. You want someone to know where you were, what you were doing, and who you were doing it with. Well, then, I believe you are one of those amazing individuals who loves reading the genealogies and the maps within the Bible, and that's awesome. However, for our social media presence, we want the main thing to remain the main thing. When you are putting out your media one sheet, think of that as your very first post when you are introducing yourself. You can edit this so it does not include all of the information like your phone number and home address and so forth and so on, but you can give them what you would be willing to sing, your genre, the topics that you're willing to speak on, the type of catering that you do or the baking that you do, the type of music you perform. All of that can be included in a pared down media one sheet. So think of it as your media half sheet. Someone is looking for you. Someone wants to use your specific gifts and talents, be it at an event or perhaps they want to learn what it is that you do so that they can do it as well. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. Yes. Don't have a website? That's okay. Social media, especially Facebook, is a great place to showcase what it is that you're doing. Instagram, in my opinion, is a landing page for you as a brand, as someone who wants to share their skills. Let's look at Instagram when it comes to your branding, because the color scheme on that will matter more than it does on Facebook. However, the two are very interchangeable. So when it comes to your social media, what are your colors? What do you gravitate towards? I love yellow. So you're going to see a lot of yellow throughout all of my social media pages as well as my website. It's that color that makes me happy. When I see it, I smile. Just like Google, Nike, Amazon, Fila, I could go on and on. But I'm sure as I said those names, the image that goes with them probably popped up into your head. And that's what you want to do. That's your next landing. Getting excited? Because I am. If you need help with any of this, guess what? I'm available and I will work one-on-one with you to create this phenomenal experience that people can meet you, get to know you, because you have now reintroduced yourself to the world. Finally, the edit. How do you edit yourself on social media? I just told you to share all the things, to let people know who you are, to reintroduce yourself. And now I'm saying let's scale back on how much you put out there. Why? Because anything that you share, that snapshot moment in time, is what people may identify you as. And if that is not your intent, if that is not who you want people to know you for, then you have to edit. So let's say, for instance, you're a comedian. And I have several friends who are just hilarious. They are so funny. I know that when I come across their profile in my news feed, I'm already preparing to giggle. I'm ready for it. That's what they want to be known for. They may not be professional comedians. However, that's their personality and that's what they want to share. If you're not a comedian and you are a musician but you're always telling jokes and no one ever knows that you are a guitarist or that you are a cellist or that you're a vocalist, because you're always telling jokes and you're fun and you're full of laughter and your bubbly personality is what you feel will attract people, yes. But then you're going to have to explain what it is that you do and why they should pay you for your services. So you can avoid all of that by either A, creating two accounts where one is private and just for family and close friends, and then you have a public account. I do warn against this, however, simply because if you are not a social media manager, it can easily become overwhelming. And toggling back and forth between two pages and trying to remember what to share and what not to share, it just becomes confusing for most people. So if you are willing to edit and maybe just send a text message to a group of friends or have a group chat in Messenger, do that instead. But share your professional gifts, what your skill sets are, so that you can be hired for that next job, so that you can land your next client, become the person that you have dreamed about becoming, to walk in God's alignment for you, to travel the world and do what you love. You can WFA, work from anywhere, if that's your goal. Taking these steps and preparing with God to be able to clarify, organize, and prepare my life is something that has tremendously transformed everything that I do. It is the foundation in which I come back to time and time again. Anytime I make a post, I start to work with a potential client. It is what my cornerstone is. It is God. How does he want to use me to be beneficial to these people, to this church, to this organization? Am I the right person for them? I am Torrie. I am a media ministry consultant. I work one-on-one with clients to help them gain clarity, organize their thoughts, and prepare with God to take the next faith step. If you enjoyed this masterclass, please share it with someone. If you found it helpful and beneficial, please make sure you save it. Subscribe to Talking on Purpose with Torrie. Follow me on my social media outlets. I pray that your company, your brand, your individual confidence, for that matter, is greatly increased simply because you clarified, you organized, and you prepared by taking the steps to land you on your next levels.